I say do the best you can and then funk it, no matter what it is. And that's pretty the attitude, my attitude towards life mostly. It's really loose, and able to go with the flow, or flow with the go, whichever you want to. That's, to me, is being funky. I'm able to accept stuff that's supposed to put me out to pasture. I accept it, and I found a way to stay around. It feels good all the time, but coming back this time, it feels kind of special, you know, the opera house, and that's a milestone for the funk. The funk been all around the world. It's got a spaceship, so we've been places, but we never did it with the long tails yet. And we're gonna funk them up tonight. Flystone told me, you know, but he's talking about Atomic Dog. It was received in such a way that 30, 40 years later, he said, they still act like it came out yesterday. He said, that's long tail music. Funk music has been around. We celebrating 50 years. I was around 20 years prior to that. We started in 57. So, I mean, I've seen rock and roll as Bobby socks and blue jeans, you know, and that was the hip thing, you know, and also it was the thing that got on your parents' nerve. Bow, 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 bow. What the hell are you saying? That's what they were telling us. And then when I hear 50 years later, the same thing. That's the way I felt about, what are y'all doing? So I realized that if you get on your nerve, it's the next thing. Especially, and so I started actually gravitating towards kids when they start getting on my nerve. I actually start going out and make sure that I know what it is so that I won't be late getting in on it. That way it looked like I'm down with them from the beginning. So I've actually been able to withstand a lot of changes through the genres over the years that, okay, I got this. If you get on my nerve, that's the stuff I'm supposed to do. I was a Motown addict. Everybody I can tell you everybody who wrote what, who sang what, who's the background on it, who produced it. I was that much into Motown, to Smokey Robinson, Holland Dozier, Holland, Barry Gordy, Mickey Stevenson, Norman Whitfield. I can name everybody there that made records, the artists and the producers. So Motown was heaven for anybody that wanted to be in the business in the 60s. Started in 59 with Smokey, and it just kept going. That was what turned me on to Motown itself. We came here wanting to be a part of Motown. I worked for Joe Bett as a songwriter, got our first hit record with Motown Competition here, which was Golden World, but I still remained in Detroit. Once it happened, there was always the producers and writers of Motown that inspired me to want to be Detroit. Now, once we got here, Motown was finishing up, it was making movies. Lady Sing the Blues was happening, so they was going to California. So we stuck here by ourselves now, and we had to be the new thing. I was a barber, you know. That's what I started out doing, and I did hair. I didn't cut hair. I did the waves in people's hair. That was my job. So we did all the entertainers that came through New Jersey and New York. We did hair. So if you do hair, you have to know styles. And you have to know clothes styles because that's what fit the hairstyles. You had to know what styles of clothes so you know what hairstyle to give them. So I was pretty aware of styles and able to change the style without being married to it. It ain't got nothing to do with that's your style and you don't change. I can change as soon as I see it coming because I know that rhythm. So I do a lot of painting, and that's because of the album covers. I didn't do the album covers. I mean, I did some of the later on, Dope Dogs and all that. But the album covers, lots of fans got into art because of the album covers. Pedro Bell was our artist on Funkadelic all while he was alive. But up until his death was the last one we did. And Overton Lord, who still lived with me, did Parliament and Bootsy. So we knew that was such a big part of the thing. The imagery, the stories, and the music all go together. I mean, like I worked with Kendrick Lamar on To Pimp a Butterfly. When I first met him, he sounded like he was my age. When I talked to him like I'm talking to you, he knew stuff that he weren't supposed to know. I mean, he had done his homework in the history of Compton, of the music business, or just culture in general. And somebody that young, you don't expect them to know anything about that. So when I was working with him, I realized he's the next one, and I started saying that. I started saying that about Eminem. Because as soon as you hear it, you know this is that. If you get through, he's going to be all over the world. I was preaching that before anybody was even agreeing with me, because they wanted to get rid of you in 3 years. I mean, that's the industry. They like to get rid of you in 3 years and get somebody new to mess over. But certain people, you can tell they got the rhythm to dance around all of the bullshit and still come out, even though it's a world of substance, and you know, some people will make it through and some won't. Some don't do it at all. So I mean, I really, Kendrick, you got a real good shot because you really clean cut. Eminem, it was like myself, he had to take a minute to get cleaned up, but I knew if he did, the world couldn't do nothing with him. He's all of that. So it turned out I was right. He's all of that. Kendrick is all of that. And I got a good record on being able to pick who's gonna make it and who's not. And the band members will tell you, I was screaming about Rihanna when she did a record called SOS. And they were saying like, that record been out before, it ain't that. And then, but she still became all of that she is. Cause she sounded to me like she was from Motown. It's cute downtown now. I mean, we was catching hell back in the day, coming down Cass Avenue and Second and Anson at the studio. It was real rough in those days. Now it's looking cute again. And so it's time for people to really know the story. I mean, Motown's the biggest record company in the world. People don't know the history of what that was. I mean, that's still my superhero in the industry, was the Motown thing. So they're just now beginning to appreciate that. And with the internet, it's getting better because now you're beginning to see faces of people that made that music that you never saw before. You saw their name on the record, but now you see them on the internet commenting or photos. They never exploited Motown like that. I mean, the industry was so scared of Motown, you know, because they kept 10 records on the charts and nobody else could get on the charts. Most of the record industry was scared of that. So they really weren't trying to give you the history of what happened here on Motown. That's a history that needs to be really go viral. Because once you get into it and know all the people and who did what and what did who, that's a hell of a story. AI is the way of the world today. I watched Star Trek all my life, and it was always talking to the computer, blah, blah, blah. That's here now. So I'm pretty safe. I feel safe with it. I'm not scared of it.
Well, you've been on spaceships.
I got a spaceship in the Smithsonian. Got a new one being built right now.